Welcome back to the Hot Lap. Is Red Bull broken? That's the question we'll be looking at today as we go through the headlines. Yet more Red Bull talk, yet more Red Bull controversy. I mean, as you can see here, this is Max Verstappen and Christian Horner, but the story being emergency talks between the representative of Max Verstappen and Christian Horner have met up apparently, and they're trying to talk it out, come to some kind of, I don't know, consolation or something. But other headlines as well. Max at Mercedes. Yes, will Verstappen go to Mercedes? Apparently there is an exit clause in his contract, Ford, to leave Red Bull from some sources. Other sources saying no. We'll get a look into that as well, potentially. Also, Jos to miss the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as well. And the, perhaps, reasons why. So, Red Bull, let's get into this story first. Christian Horner, let me zoom in. Christian Horner has allegedly met up with Verstappen's representative in Dubai on Monday. That's today. Time of recording is 10 to 10 in a bid to iron out any escalating tensions with Red Bull. Apparently neither Jos nor his son were present, with Verstappen's manager, Raymond Vermeulen. I got that name wrong, Raymond. I do apologise, but he was acting on the Dutch driver's behalf. And a source has said the talks went well, and senior Red Bull figures were also said to be present. If that's the same source that we gave from Red Bull saying everything is normal or there's no issues, we shall see. But there we go. Apparently everything went well. So fingers crossed, but I still don't think we have seen the end of it. I mean, here we go. Rumours, Max Verstappen to Mercedes. We commented on them the other day, as in yesterday, in our post. But Max Verstappen Red Bull exit clause revealed following Christian Horner investigation. This is from planetf1.com. And Max Verstappen, it says here, could reportedly walk away from Red Bull. Imagine that. You're walking away from one of, the most successful team currently. I mean, the fact is they won all but one race last year and potentially may well do the same this year. But he could reportedly walk away from Red Bull and join Mercedes should an exit clause in his contract be utilised. As we know, the idea of Max Verstappen leaving Red Bull is fairly fanciful, but it's now been reported that the option is there. And according to F1 Insider, 26-year-old would be free to walk if another key Red Bull figure, that is Helmut Marko, calls it quits. They claim an exit clause in the Dutchman's Red Bull contract that runs until 2028. That makes it possible for Verstappen to immediately leave. So that will be at the end of this year, I'd imagine, should Marko quit. A scenario that could potentially become more likely following this whole investigation with Christian Horner. Once again, big rumours here, massive grains of salt. I mean, a tablespoon really, but here we go. F1 Insider asked Marko about this and he said, the internal investigations have been completed. I won't say anything more about it. As far as I'm concerned, I won't stand in Max's way should he decide to leave. F1 Insider also asked Gerhard Berger, who's a close friend of Marko's, who said that as of now, Horner stays, Helmut Marko and Adrian Newey quit, and Max goes to Mercedes. I mean, massive rumours again, massive grains of salt, but imagine that. Horner stays, Helmut Marko and Adrian Newey quit, and Max goes to Mercedes. I'm just absolutely flabbergastedly shocked. I mean, what? This has been, we thought we had a crazy off-season. It's getting just absolutely crazier. Now, rumours about Ford leave Red Bull. As we know, Ford is currently checking, it says here, whether, this is from Fastest Pit Stop, whether the already agreed partnership with Red Bull can still be dissolved. The bosses in Detroit are rumoured to have no interest in getting involved in the current drama at Red Bull. However, in the interest of clarity, this is from gpblog.com. Once again, big rumours, massive grains of salt. It says rumours are nonsense. Apparently, Ford will still be Red Bull Racing's engine partner. End of, maybe. But as we know, a leaked letter from Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, to Red Bull a week ago, seemed to put a lot of pressure on the relationship between the car manufacturer and the energy drinks company in relation to this Horner investigation. The American wrote that he was unhappy with the way that Red Bull allowed the Horner affair to simmer, as well as the complete lack of transparency. But as we said, we can understand when you're dealing with private individuals, private messages. I guess you don't want to put that out there. I can understand. But meanwhile, rumours are circulating, especially in German media, that Ford want to dissolve the contract with Red Bull Racing. And it says, is this partnership on the verge of breaking down? Well, as we know, a year ago, Ford announced that they will work together for 2026, together for that power unit. And they're going to be branded as Ford. But it said after Christian Horner was accused of this alleged inappropriate behaviour, which has now been cleared of, there seemed to be a crack in the relationship between Ford and Red Bull. The Americans also openly did not respond to the outcome of the Red Bull internal investigation. And so now stories are circulating that Ford are looking internally to whether they can get out of that deal. And GP Blog here says, can say with clarity, however, that these rumours are false. Ford has no intention whatsoever of breaking the deal with Red Bull, and preparations for the 26 season are in full swing, and Ford and Red Bull continue to work on their power unit for the season, in which the F1 regulations are going to be completely overhauled. Okay, fair enough. If that true? I guess, maybe. We've got one side saying yes, one side saying no. Once again, massive rumours, but I think what is clear, because with that leaked letter, that Ford are not exactly happy with Red Bull. I think we can be happy to say that. Also, Mercedes are not going to rush the F1 driver decision amid all these Verstappen rumours. Yes, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff, he's insisted that he will not be rushed into making a driver decision for the next year. Speculation ramps up that Max Verstappen could be on their radar. Now, that, as we know, that Hamilton's shock decision to join Ferrari at the end of the year, Mercedes need another driver alongside George Russell. And as we know, there's going to be no shortage of candidates. Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz has been rumoured, Alex Albon, Kimi Antonelli, and now, well, this ongoing turmoil inside Red Bull. Potentially we're going to be looking to Max Verstappen. I mean, all these, he could leave, as we've discussed about that exit clause. That could either be as a result of him falling out with the Red Bull management, with the Dutchman's father, Jos Verstappen, having, not internally now, really, basically saying it to the media that Christian Horner should go. And Wolff was pictured in discussions with Verstappen Sr. We don't know what was spoken about. Was it about a potential drive? And now with the Horner saga, as we know, at the moment, far from being at an end, Wolff is aware that there's little to gain by making an early call in case there are developments with Max Verstappen. The logic of waiting makes even more sense because of obviously Kimi Antonelli, whose progress Wolff wanted to see in the early F2 races. Having said that, he's had a tough start to the F2 season with his Prima team not exactly starting on the right foot, because I think Oliver Bearman as well equally struggling. But asked by motorsport.com here how hard it was to judge Antonelli with Prima, Wolff said a championship winning team 17th and 18th in F2, that's not at all where they should be. Have they got the Mercedes curse from 2022, I wonder? And I think he said you can look at him against his teammate. That is one of the comparisons, and I think Oliver Bearman is a top driver. But I think, like always, I'm almost guilty of talking too much. We will see how the next few races pan out. I'm in no hurry for us to take a decision on drivers. I've been rushed in a hurry by Lewis, so this time around I'm going to take it easy and evaluate the market. The Verstappen situation remains fluid though, as we know, and it could be that the situation at Red Bull calms down and there's no reason to ponder anyone else when Verstappen stays at Red Bull. Wolff is also aware that Mercedes' hand is weakened by the fact it is currently nowhere near as competitive as Red Bull, yet very much in the second class along with everyone else apart from Red Bull. Now, asked if there's a chance that Verstappen could drive, he said, I think the driver will always choose the quickest car. That is fundamentally what it's all about. Now, at the moment, the Red Bull is the quickest car, so that will obviously be the priority. Fair enough. But, and here's the big but 2026, engine regulations. Mercedes, going from, Max Verstappen joined in 2025, for example, next year at Mercedes, knowing that 2026 is going to be a great year. What other driver did that? Well, that was Lewis Hamilton joining Mercedes in 2013, knowing that 2014 power unit was going to be mega, and mega it was. Set off a series of domination seasons, didn't it? But in this respect, at least obviously Hamilton had Rosberg, who was maybe not quite on his level all the time, but could give him a run for his money. At the moment, we've got Perez, who I think should give him more of a run for his money. But there we go. Perez, what did he finish? 22 seconds, didn't he? Behind Max in the last race. Hopefully Saudi Arabia, although we're not going to get into the preview today, hopefully in Saudi he's going to be a lot better. So let's now talk about Jos to miss Saudi Arabia. Apparently, yeah. So, and this is from planetf1.com, and it's talking about the truth behind Jos Verstappen's planned non-appearance at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And as we know, Verstappen is set to miss the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend, having been in the headlines for comments about Christian Horner. Now, Verstappen, as we know, who celebrates his 52nd birthday, that's Jos, not Max, on Monday, it's reported by ESPN to be missing this weekend's race, having made the headlines over the weekend about Red Bull is in danger of being torn apart if Horner remains. Yes, big exclamation marks. But in contrast to ESPN's initial report, planetf1.com now understands that Verstappen is not missing the race weekend as a result of the comments he made and the subsequent fallout. But he is due to take part in the Rally de Hanat, I've got that wrong, but a long-planned engagement in his calendar, and still remains a welcome guest of Red Bull at F1 races. There we go. So even though Verstappen makes every one of Max's race weekends when he can, his return to motorsport through rallying in recent years has seen him take part in race weekends that do clash with the F1 season. So fairly normal. Horner, though, so a lengthy internal investigation. That's just what did Jos Verstappen say about Christian Horner in Bahrain? Well, we've got all into that, but that's potentially the reason why Jos is going to miss Saudi. So he's not banned from the Red Bull pits. Apparently, he's still allowed there. And breathe. Yes. There we go. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more to the story, whether it is tomorrow or in the lead up to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But I'm sure at some point we'll be here again talking about Red Bull. But for now, if you made it to the end, you're an F1 champion. If you like and subscribe, that will be absolutely fantastic. You are going to be a multiple world champion. I might as well use this logo. There we go. Subscribe. Thank you very much if you made it to the end. We'll speak to you soon.